is the Cleveland Browns are going to be playing a football game on Sunday. They're going to be playing the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday, who are probably one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. They have won four straight, or no, they've won three straight, excuse me. They've won three straight. Lamar Jackson has come back. They have won two games in a row with Lamar Jackson at the helm. Uh, they have been pretty much up and down the entire season. The Baltimore Ravens have. And, they're one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. The offense for the Ravens is starting to get on track with Lamar Jackson at the helm after struggling with guys like Cooper Rush and Snoop Huntley at the quarterback position while I almost said Tyrod Taylor, while Lamar Jackson was out nursing the hamstring injury. And the Ravens are going to come in. I think they're a 7.5 point favorite last time I heard over on FanDuel. And everybody, including myself, is expecting the Browns to lose in this game. Everybody is expecting the Browns to lose and probably lose big. And I don't blame you. I don't blame myself for thinking that way because the Browns have not given you anything to suggest otherwise that they're going to, come out here and win. But to me, there is a slight chance, and I'm going to be positive. I want to be positive because someone in the comment section was like, "Hey, I love your videos. You guys have been, you've been more consistent lately. I just want you to be a little bit more positive." So this video is for that guy. This literally is prompted for that guy. We're going to be more positive here a little bit. The Cleveland Browns actually do have a slight chance, in my opinion, to win this game. It's a slight chance, but it's a chance nonetheless. And the reason why I think they have a chance is because the Ravens offense, still with Lamar Jackson even coming back, the offense has not been necessarily great. And Lamar Jackson and the Ravens seem to have a little bit of a hard time getting the passing game going. I think they are in the bottom 20s of the NFL in terms of ranking, in terms of passing yards. They are not a good passing offense, and they're ranked ninth in the league in terms of rushing offense. Derrick Henry is still one of the best backs in the league, if not the best back in the NFL. The Browns somehow have a very decent time in containing Derrick Henry. Now they didn't do that last year in the last game of the season when they faced the Ravens over in Baltimore and Derrick Henry ran all over us. But the Browns seemingly have a good track record when it comes to containing Derrick Henry, especially when he was in Tennessee. The Browns had a very, very decent time in containing Derrick Henry. And so to me, the Browns have an opportunity right now to try and win this game. It's going to have to be a low scoring game. And I feel like it is going to be a low scoring game. I think this is going to be your stereotypical AFC North, matchup, interdivisional matchup, where you have both teams slugging it out. They're going to be running the ball a lot. They're going to both lean on their running game, which is their strength. It's their strength. The Ravens are a very good running team. The Browns, there's one strength on offense is running the football with Quinshon Judkins. Now, to me, the Browns have a very decent opportunity here at containing Derrick Henry. And if the Browns are able to contain Derrick Henry with Myles Garrett in that defensive line, I think they get a lot of pushes, up front, especially because the Ravens are having a lot of struggles with their offensive line. They've had guys be hurt all year. Guys have not been consistently good enough in terms of protecting the quarterback. And to me, the Browns have a very good chance at disrupting the Ravens' running game, especially with guys like Myles Garrett, with guys like Mason Graham, Malik Collins, Alex Wright, Isaiah McGuire. Those the front line for the Cleveland Browns do a really good job at creating pressure on offenses. And to me, also, Carson Schlesinger has a nose for the football, man. I mean, that guy's a heat-seeking missile, and to me, he's going to be the biggest X factor regarding this matchup with the Browns and the Ravens, because if Carson Schlesinger is able to contain Lamar Jackson has not been able to run the football effectively this year. He's I think he only has 200 rushing yards on the season. Now, he hasn't played for half the season, mind you, but he has not been able to run the football effectively as well as pass the football effectively. Yeah, he still has 15 touchdowns to one interception. So again, if the Browns are able to make Lamar Jackson a one-dimensional quarterback, which is throwing the football, the Browns have a very decent chance of winning. Now, on the flip side of that, the Ravens defense also has been very bad. They are not good at all. They've been struggling, especially in the secondary. They are not good at all. And the Browns have an opportunity here as well on the offensive side of the football. If you want to change the narrative on Dillon Gabriel, you want to flip everybody's expectations on their head with Dillon Gabriel at the helm for the Browns, if you open up the playbook just a little bit for Dillon Gabriel and allow him to maybe even use his legs a little bit like we saw against the Jets, okay? Dillon Gabriel actually had a pretty decent time running the football against New York Jets. Now, granted, it was the New York Jets without their star cornerback and their star defensive tackle, but he showed you some stuff when he could get outside the pocket. He can run a little bit. He can run. So if they're able to make, Dillon Gabriel move outside of the pocket, make him, just have a free reign to decide whether he wants to throw the football or maybe if he has some room to run, tell him, you know what, if it's there and you have a shot to get 5 or 6 yards and run out of bounds, go do it, my man. Go do it. Go run out, get 5 or 6 yards because we're going to need all the yards we can get. Now, also, too, the best thing here, which is really a key part and component with the Ravens and the Browns matchup, the Ravens have had a really tough time at generating sacks. They are I think they're bottom 10 in the NFL in terms of generating sacks. They have not been able to get to the quarterback on the defensive side of the football. Their defensive line has also been having some trouble this season as well. Just their old defense in general has been having some problems as well. They also do not force turnovers at an effective rate, especially interceptions. They do not have a lot of interceptions on the season at all. But what they do have a good track record at is forcing fumbles. They are ninth, I think, eighth or ninth in the league in terms of forcing fumbles when I last looked on the NFL app. But that is the key thing with Dillon Gabriel and the Browns, and especially Quinshon Judkins, because I feel like this is a very, very good game for Tommy Rees and the Cleveland Browns to get a Quinshon Judkins involved in this game and just make it a very low-scoring, fast-paced, run the football game for the Browns. If the Browns are able to do this, if the Browns are able to run the football effectively, not turn the ball over, not get any fumbles, because the Ravens are a good team at forcing fumbles. Like we said, they do not get interceptions, they don't get sacks, but what they do is they force fumbles. If Quinshon is able to protect the football, if Dillon is able to protect the football on the offensive side of the ball, if all the receivers who are able to catch the ball, the first step is to catch the ball. The first step is to catch. The second is to gather. And the third step is to not fumble the football. If everything goes to plan on the offensive side of the football, the defense is going to have to create pressure, stop the running game in Derrick Henry and Justice Hill, and stop and contain Lamar Jackson from running out of the pocket and getting some yardage with his legs. He's also being hampered with that hamstring injury he's been dealing with the majority of this season. And he also was diagnosed with a knee injury. He practiced yesterday, but he was limited in what he was able to do yesterday with a knee injury. So Lamar Jackson is going to be playing on one leg, guys. He's going to be hampered. If the Browns are going to be able to contain him in the pocket, make him throw, he hasn't been able to really throw effectively, at least for a lot of yards. But if they're able to just contain him to being a throwing quarterback, when you have guys like Denzel Ward, Tyson Campbell, Grant Delpit, who's been having a really good year this year, the Browns secondary and the Browns in general actually do have a decent shot at winning this football game against the Baltimore Ravens. Now, do I think that's going to happen? Do I think that's a realistic thing that the Browns are going to come out here and actually win? No. But if there's anything about the Cleveland Browns that is funny, if there's anything about the Cleveland Browns, it's that when things are so low, and you think, man, this team cannot get any worse. Things can just not get any worse. For some reason, they have this knack. They have this feel that whenever they go up against a really good team, when they're really bad, they sometimes, like, either lose by 3 points or they win by like 5 points, and like everything just goes their way in one game. That's what happened last year with the Ravens game last year when Jameis Winston was the quarterback, right? Nobody thought the Browns were going to win when Jameis Winston was the quarterback last year, and yet somehow, some way they did. This year, I feel like it's the same way. If the Browns are able to contain the running game of the Ravens, make Lamar a one-dimensional quarterback, which is just standing in the pocket and passing, when you have Denzel Ward, Tyson Campbell, Grant Delpit, you have the defensive line and the linebackers creating pressure like Carson Schlesinger, hunting and QB spying Lamar Jackson. If you are able to contain the running game on the offensive side for the Ravens, and then the Browns are just able to take care of the football, run the ball effectively, not fumble the ball, not give the Ravens, good field position, the Browns have a decent shot of winning this football game, okay? Once again, do I think it's going to happen? No. I'm still going to pick the Ravens to win this football game, okay? But if the Browns are able to do this, what I said, okay? If the Browns are able to take care of the football, create pressure, limit the running game of the Ravens, they have a decent shot of winning on Sunday, and I think for everyone's sake, it will be a good palate cleanser after what we have been witnessing for the last 5 weeks under Dylan Gabriel and under Kevin Stefanski. And maybe you can change the narrative when you go into Las Vegas in next week on Sunday. And then maybe, you know what? Maybe you can stack 2 wins. You're going to go on the road. And then guess what? You'll be what? 4-6? 4-6. You're going to be right back in this thing. And you're going to be gaining a win in a game over a divisional opponent. You're in the thick of things at that point. So then everything's going to flip on its head if this happens. But once again, it's all hypothetical. But that's how I think the Cleveland Browns can win on Sunday against the Baltimore Ravens. But